Hey everyone, Lynn from Cavy Central. Now, I've got here with me this little girl who was surrendered with her sister the other day, and there was a video on that where we were sorting through them, and it was late in the evening. The video footage wasn't the best because it was getting darker, but when I picked this little girl up, she was very warm to touch, and we were talking about needing to get that checked and checked further. What I want to share with you is why she's hot. So they've been treated for the fungal and mites, which is great, but over here on the shoulder, she has an injury or a bite or an infected area that has been brewing. So we're going to take a look at that, and we're just going to see what we can do about it. But there's quite a bit of swelling there, and there's quite a bit of heat around it. So while she's been on antibiotics, this is probably the cause of what's been going on. All right, so this is the little girl that's come into rescue, and she's feeling really warm to touch, and the reason is she has had something happen to her shoulder. So when we were able to wash her and treat her, we were able to see a bit more carefully what was going on. You can see here this area that's very warm to touch. It's right on her shoulder blade, and you can see like pus at the top of it, which is dry. This is all dry and solid, so there's nothing there, but it does feel very warm. So she is on antibiotics right now, but what we're going to do is literally, again, we're going to wet and dampen that area so that we can see if we're able to clear that. When you do have an abscess that has opened naturally, or a guinea pig has opened it or bit at it, or it's erupted of its own pressure, and nothing is done to treat it, the pus and the surface gunk tends to get hard like a scab, and then it keeps everything inside, so the process continues. So what we're doing here, all that pus that we saw in that tiny little section, we're just softening it, and if we're able to then clear the area, that will help her so much more. So we're just softening that up. She's quite comfy, and she can do some eating. She's feeling so much better. And I think we caught her right on time with her coming in for surrender, so that we can make that better for her. That's awesome. Okay, thanks. Just want to pop that over her so she feels a little bit more sheltered on that side. Guinea pigs do like to hide. So, okay, let's just have a little look. And all I'm doing there is just pressing carefully around the edge. Yeah. That is a real top. The whole thing is a top. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's coming out the bottom. Can you see it there? Ugh. Okay.
Yep.
The whole top is... Yeah.
Oh.
Because it's quite a large area there, it's already got the hair around it missing, because she's probably the one that opened it at some point herself, but it wasn't treated. So that's why people say abscesses come back. And in this case, we've got a guinea pig that has dealt with this abscess herself, and of course wasn't treated. So she's removed the hair around it, but I'm just removing extra hair so I can completely maintain everything about it. I know it's sore, it's not good, is it? Yeah, there we go. And we're also gonna, okay, we're just gonna see what's happening with this yucky pus. Okay, there's quite a pocket of it in underneath.
Oh yeah.
There.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a lot of solid material to it as well. So this will at least help her feel a little bit better, but of course it doesn't. Now the size of that pus is actually, the swelling underneath is quite substantial. Yeah. Sorry, sweetie.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is rock hard. That's actually where it's come out. That's all scab. So she actually did have a very big hole there at some point. And it's, yeah, I know, sweetie pie. So it actually has, you can see it's, see how it's come back, how red it is and inflamed. Poor little girl. So we're going to get that checked. Yeah, you can see it's lifting. That's scab. Are you okay?
Yeah. Just sneezing.
Sneezing.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's all scab. This soft tissue. This is scab. So she's had a massive hole there. Wow. Poor little girl. She's had a massive abscess there. Oh, sweetie pie. And this is not actually normal closure of an abscess. You can see how solid it is. So she's been left, yeah, it's been left to heal on its own. So very hot, but that little bit of pus in it will help feel a little bit more comfortable at the moment. Yeah, it seems to be most of it, and it's yeah. It's interesting how the body repairs tissue, and this will eventually lift off. It's definitely a scab for whatever was under there, but obviously it's capped any infection in that area, so we're not going to remove that because it's still attached, but we are going to flush just that area with oh wow, look at that. You see that? There's a whole cavity in there. Yeah. Okay, we're just going to really clean that out for her. And then we should actually see if we're effective in the treatment of antibiotics and effective in the management aspect. We want to hide away. What we'll actually find is that this scab will really start to heal and drop off much faster than what it's doing. The reason it's there in situ is that all the pus was caught and trapped under it. Infection was continuing to go. So yeah, it's quite a big area in there. Okay, it's literally, that's a whole cap. So we're not going to remove it. We're just going to keep flushing it, and we're going to assess her very carefully.
Naturally.
Yeah, we're going to, at this stage, she's on antibiotics already. The actual infection source is being dealt with, and what we're going to do is observe this very carefully over the next few days and see if this does in fact then start to reduce and come off that area, which is what we want to have happen. We're not going to cut it away or do anything like that. There's no need to traumatize it, but it is really important with any abscess that it dries from the inside out, and she's obviously had this area sealed over with, you can see that's almost like a cap of pus that's been in that region, and it's not very good. Poor little girl. That's got to feel a whole lot better. She's even letting me touch it now, so that's good. Yeah.
If that did fall off, say just now, accidentally or something, would that just bleed?
It won't, because the skin around has tried, you can see the skin, the natural skin around the edge of this blocked section is still very fresh, and we don't want to leave. We can have a big area like that as a whole. We can actually do that, and it will still heal. But I'm more concerned at this stage that she could have been biting into that for other reasons. So we want to watch very carefully, because there could be more going on here other than just a straightforward abscess. And yeah, we'll be monitoring her. So this is dead, dry tissue, and I think there's some part of the body rejecting it, because it was there. The body forms protection through scabs for the tissue which is regenerating underneath, but in the case of an abscess where there's infection and the infection isn't treated, then you've got it brewing underneath the whole time. You can see how red it is around that area. It's really quite extraordinary, isn't it? Let's put the hair more light. Can you still see on there? Yeah, but you can see how red it is around that area. So we're just going to continue to flush that. To give you an idea of how often I'm going to flush that, it'll be twice a day. at this stage, and only for the next 24 hours. Because there's also a fine balance between tissue that is settling and antibiotics that are working to get on top of infection. And the more you squeeze and play with them, the more you can cause further problems. So we really just want that antibiotic to come on board and work better. And we want this infected area to calm down. So we'll check in again with you and we'll update you on what we're doing. So that's it from us. Take care, everyone, and bye for now.